Bless you. Bless you.
Okay, don't get much towards in.
Yeah.
I look like Billie Eilish.
You really do.
Let's have a little chat, shall we? Hello there, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you are not. We have been in the house for about a month now. The weather has changed, it's the mid-20s in London right now. Everything's back open, including hairdressers. I've been going to work. It just feels like a breath of new life has been breathed. A breath of new life has been breathed. Some new life has been breathed into life in the house. We also went away to the coast for a week, which was unreal, just to unwind and just chill out a little bit after a very long time of what I consider to be very hard work. But we are back, we are refreshed, and we are going to be a little bit stricter with ourselves about getting the house done. All of Sunday and then Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday evenings, we want to be working on the house to get more done. This is the first week we're doing that. And so step one is obviously turning from my work clothes into our working clothes. And so now we can get started. Tom and Martin spent all of yesterday installing the plasterboard on the ceiling of our upstairs hallway.
Autumn with her tiny little wrists.
You'll be up here somewhere.
That one?
Hey.
Fantastic.
We've now got lights, it looks so good, and we're wanting to get plasterboard done across all of the other rooms upstairs in the loft. So that's the plan this week, or at least prepping for the plasterboard.
So this is where you come into the loft. This big brick wall is what needs plasterboarding.
Similarly to the walls downstairs, what we need to do is brush it to get rid of all the old dust and rubble, PVA it so that things can stick to it more easily and so more rubble doesn't fall loose, and then plasterboard it so that it can be then plastered, then painted, and then become a wall.
Tom, on the other hand, is in the bathroom here, sorting out all of the LED lights that will be in this bathroom.
And then the insulation might actually be over.
This insulation that has been going on, no, not going on, it took about 2 weeks to do, in amongst other jobs. It's had a couple of last finishing touches that have needed doing for a very long time, and yeah, I think it's pushing Tom to breaking point, but it'll be done soon. So I just brushed down all the walls and then painted them with a little bit of PVA glue. We just used this. You basically mix this up with water. I mean, I've gone through this in a video before, but we mix it up with water. Comes out super sloppy. It doesn't seem like it's gonna work, but then it does. The wall, as you saw in the video, was very, very crumbly and dusty. So it was definitely harder than downstairs. I did it for a very long time, but the dust kept on coming. So I gave up. And just PVA'd over it. So we'll find out pretty soon if we worked hard enough, but I think it looks pretty good. Today is a Tuesday, and this is where, you know, being able to work on the house during the week is really great because the goal is to plasterboard this evening. So what that means is that we've got one fully plasterboarded wall. Once these rooms' electrics and plumbing are done, we can also plasterboard all of the internal walls and the plasterer can come in, meaning that the upstairs, hopefully, would be done pretty quickly. But I've learned not to get my hopes up too much in this build. And then I almost forgot to show you, we have upgraded from the last time we did plasterboard. If you saw the last video, there was a lot of work that went into dotting and dabbing, particularly mixing up the dot and dab. We assumed that an electric mixer would be super expensive and almost like a cement mixer, like a proper tool. We were wrong. You can get drill attachments that mix up dot and dab for £4 at Screwfix. So we've invested a grand total of £4, which will hopefully speed up the process and mean this wall will be done by the end of the evening. But it is 8 o'clock already, we'll see.
How would you describe the experience of mixing this versus hand mixing?
This is so much better. How did we not think about this the first time around? We spent like an hour mixing it by hand.
We
but
did.
I feel like you've got to cherish them moments.
Cherish! So, game plan. We're obviously just going to stick a full sheet on there, and then we're just going to measure the other bits there, and there, and there, and cut another 2 boards to make it fit. But this one, nice and easy. Flip it over, dot and dab, baby. interesting stance from Tom, but board number 1, finito. Now we have no protractor, so no way of working out angles.
You measure from there to there, measure 20 centimeters across, there to there, 20 centimeters across, there to there, 20 centimeters across, there to there. Then by marking it, you've naturally drawn a line that you need to cut.
Smart.
I'm just carving along, and then you can see the line all the way down here, kind of to scale. And then that should mirror what that very oddly shaped looks like. Good.
Very unfortunate part of working upstairs at 8 p.m. is that we have no lights up there. So when the sun goes down, you can no longer see what we're doing. But I'll insert the second bit of dot and dab we did. I'm very upset that I couldn't film our reactions because with no protractor and basically guesswork, we managed to get that in first time like a glove. What?
It was like a glove, yeah. It was perfect.
It was so good. Unfortunately, couldn't film it. It was pitch black. So we've just come home from a lovely week away by the beach, and our roof seems to have collapsed. A section of the roof, rather. Where the chimney upstairs used to be, there's like a chunk of concrete. And I think once we removed the chimney and removed the chimney below, there was kind of concrete on the floor above, just hovering in the middle of nowhere. And so that concrete, or the weight of that concrete, has finally found its way through the ceiling. So we've got that to deal with.
It's good it's happened now, before we've replastered, and then there would have been a bulge, and that would have been so messy. So at least we've noticed it now.
It's all about the very, very small wins at this point.
So you can see the kind of iron rods that are coming through this massive chunk of concrete. And what we're going to do is just smash away at it above, and eventually it will tumble to the ground. So if you head up into the upstairs bedroom, the smaller bedroom, this is where it is.
Concrete.
It's not going anywhere.
It's pretty solid.
Also, when you push down, you can feel all of these move as well.
Really?
So I'd just be a little bit cautious, because what I'd imagine is those rods go into here through the floorboards.
Yeah. So I'm not going to remove the rods.
So what's the plan?
Going to try chisel way downstairs first and see what happens. Because up here, I don't want to, it's pretty solid. The job's already half done by good old gravity. It's just the last little bit that probably want to get rid of so we can patch it up. Let's go downstairs and smash away.
So in terms of what needs to happen down in this room, it's definitely been a dumping ground for a fair while, but with the bathrooms taking time and the kitchen needing an extension, this is probably the next room that reasonably just Tom and I can be working on before the plasterer comes in. So I'll briefly talk you through our plans here and what needs doing. Obviously, Tom's working on this and that all needs to come down. The ceiling then needs to be repatched up. We've bricked up the majority of this wall. We just need to brick up that very top bit. The damp here, you can see the black line running across the wall. Everything below that black line needs to be chipped away, and the wall needs to be shot with a damp-proof course. Then, as you can see, the lovely pile of insulation that we've got needs to go underneath, well, this is lino, not floorboards, but underneath all of the floorboards in the entire room to offer a little bit more insulation. And then when that's done, you would assume that the plasterer can come in and we can have another room ticked off. Oh, and I didn't say, also need to be plasterboarding the beam that we installed 6 months ago now.
And the door as well.
It's been a while. Oh, and finally, forgot one more thing. This door, well, it's kind of two open spaces. This door here into the dining room is staying, but this door here into the lounge is being boarded up in favor of a much bigger couch lounge area over here. I mean, this open plan living lounge place is small. There's no reason to have two doors into a single room because obviously got rid of the wall here. We lived in Tottenham in a rental house before this house. And it was very similar layout, standard Victorian. They had also knocked through the living room and the dining room, but they'd kept both doors. And just from experience, it was really annoying because this door, the one that we're blocking up here, had to be closed all the time because we couldn't get a sofa, a good size sofa for 4 people that would fit there. Pretty sure I want a corner sofa in this house too. And yeah, you know, you don't need 2 doors for a 8-meter room. So we're going to stick to the one. Yeah, that's everything that needs to happen in this room. That's probably what we're going to spend our time doing when Tom's dad's not here, helping us with the more complex stuff like plumbing, electrics, etc. I know I moan a lot, and I know I say this is the worst a lot, but I actually think carrying plasterboard up 2 flights of stairs when you've got bad knees is actually the worst. Simultaneously. I think we both got very fed up with how long things are taking because we're being brats, and also how manual everything is. So we're trying to be a little bit smarter. This wall with damp has been bothering us, or has need to be done for a very long time. As you can see on this wall over here, we thought stripping it back to brick would be pretty easy, but turns out what that wall looks like and what this wall's dealing with is very different. So, much to my fear, we're bringing out the big guns. An electric drill on hammer setting, and we're just going to have to take this wall back down to brick. As you can see, there is a hell of a lot of plaster and stuff between the wall and the brick, so we've got a very big job ahead of us. This is the line of damp. Everything below it's got to go. We're going to remove all this plaster, shoot the wall, and then get the plasterer in to plaster this wall back up with a waterproof base. So yes, you might be having a roast this Sunday. We'll be doing this for a very long time. Say from the path of destruction, we're doing pretty well. A lot of wall has come off. It definitely gets harder as you get to the bottom because it gets almost stickier. It's definitely wetter. And you can see exactly the direction I've taken. This wall looking pretty good. Just took the radiator off. We have got, I'm assuming that's a lintel. I don't know what it is, but it's wood, which I would think makes a wall wet, but I think it's fine to have, and it's not wet actually. And then yes, the wall continued. Very clear strokes with that tool. These are definitely the jobs when you think of a renovation I never A, knew you'd need to do, B, knew existed, or C, planned on doing. But this is the reality of it. So many things come up, and when you're trying to stick to a budget as strictly as we are, a lot of your days are spent doing stuff like that. It's a good week later. Hottest day of the year, and I'm pretty sure hottest day it's ever been on this day of the year.
In this house as well.
Definitely the hottest it's been in this house. We are doing some good work today. So we're back in the loft. We're doing the plasterboard. This is how far we've got, and the good work has continued. We're now doing the bit by the stairs, going all the way down, and yeah, it's looking good. The goal today, sorry for the loud bang, Tom has the audacity to be getting stuff done while I'm filming. The plan today is to make the most of the light. Yes, last time it kind of caught us out when it got dark and we didn't do as much as we'd like. We're cutting everything perfectly this time, and then we're making up the dot and dab, and it's going to be a sprint to sunset, well not sunset, but sprint to darkness to try and get it all stuck up. This one's been screwed on because it's fire-resistant plasterboard. As you can see, it's blocking in all of this rock wall. So this stuff needs fireproof plasterboard, and then the parts that are on the brick just needs regular plasterboard. So we're cutting up this bit, and then the triangle for this bit. Gonna cut up that bit for that corner, and finish up that bit there, because kind of one big sheet goes along here. You need to do the top, and you need to do the side. But we're hoping to get all that done tonight. And then, yes, this last bit as well.
As you can see from previous cuts, we've got a good selection of triangles, which we're going to look to repurpose in here for this bit. Maybe another day, but maybe tonight if we're quick enough. Just in the nick of time before sunset, before it gets dark, the whole wall is done. Tom spent the evening installing the second blind just by the wardrobe over there.
We realised we've been living in the house for over a month with only one blind, which has resulted in a lot of 5 a.m. mornings and not much sleep. So we're finally doing the bare minimum to get a good night's sleep and installing that second blind. But that is it for this week. I hope this wasn't a big mishmash of weird clips that didn't go together very well, which it may well have been. And if it was, I'm sorry. And also I'm sorry for the ongoing terrible quality. But without giving too much away, we may be back to regular programming with a camera next week. I'll give you some more intel on that in the next video. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. As always, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you would like to support the channel, please give this video a like. It really helps out. And if you would like to follow along on all of these little odd jobs we are now doing to do up this little Victorian house in East London, please do hit the subscribe button. We publish new videos every single Wednesday. And as I said, from next Wednesday onwards, I might not be filming this on a shoddy iPhone anymore. So there is some high quality content to come. Thank you as always. I hope you have a great week and I'll catch you in the next one.